What's going on, you guys? My name is Seapeekay. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm back with a brand new video of Minecraft Dungeons. Now, for those of you who don't know, Minecraft has a brand new game coming out called Minecraft Dungeons, set for an April release. Obviously, things might get a little bit delayed due to the current pandemic, but hopefully we're still on for the end of April. And right now I have access to the closed beta, so I want to make some videos on it to showcase how cool the game is to you guys. This is the player that I've been playing with on stream. I stream every day on twitch.tv/Seapeekay if you want to hang out there. But we're going to be playing with this level 1 character today, because we're going to level up a separate character so I can show you guys what the game is like from the start all the way through to where I'm allowed to play up to. So there's multiple levels that I can do, but if you have any fun ideas of videos that you'd want to see on this game, then please leave them in the comments. Of course, watch the video first and, generate some ideas that you think could be cool, and then we'll go from there. So Minecraft Dungeons is Minecraft, but not really as you know it. It's more like a dungeon crawler, similar to games like Diablo or Binding of Isaac. Without further ado, it's probably easier for me just to show you how this game works. So we're gonna be an offline game, because it's just gonna be us, and we're gonna start the game. And we're traveling to Squid Coast, which is the first place that we visit. Basically, you start in one point, and you got to get to the end point. You might have to complete tasks on the way, but hopefully I'll be able to explain that as we play. But for now, let's watch this cutscene.
No doubt this is the work of the evil Arch-Illager and his minions. They sweep across the land like a ravenous scourge, subjugating or destroying all in their path. This is a time for heroes like yourself. Make haste. The villagers have need of you.
The villagers need me. I will be your savior. Leave a like as well, guys, if you're excited for Minecraft Dungeons. There's going to be a lot of content coming. I'm going to try and remember to leave a poll this time. I know I always say that, on whether or not this should come out on the main channel or on the second channel. So here we are. I am currently Steve, and my goal is to find the objective. I can use A to swing my sword. Right trigger will let me shoot a bow, but I don't have any arrows right now. This is my inventory, and as you can see here, we can do enchantments, which we'll get into later. But for now, without further ado, let us move on. So I can see my map there. And this is kind of like a tutorial level, so, it's nothing too intense. I think I would just die. If I time this correctly, I'm pretty sure I can get over this. Aha! I made it. It took a few tries. I noticed on the map, though, yeah, there was a hidden chest here. I never came down here before. So, we just grabbed a whole bunch of emeralds. Emeralds in this game are currency. I'm going to struggle to get back over here now, I bet. Yep, absolutely am. So you can see we're super low health right now, but we have a health potion that we can drink that gives us a bunch of HP back. That then goes on a cooldown timer, and you'll get that back later on. So let's head forward. You can probably see here are some zombies. Right now, this is the tutorial stage, so everything's going to be very easy to kill. But we'll get into the first proper level very soon. Let me know what you guys think of the art style, and whether or not you think you're going to be picking this game up. I know I've been very excited about it for a long time. I speak about it on Twitter all the time. I uploaded a video a few months back where I was actually the first English commentary channel to actually get a chance to play this game, which is a really cool opportunity for me. But there's going to be a lot of content on this game. Okay, so it gives us the arrows now, and we get to shoot this skeleton down. And you can see where you're supposed to be going. One, I can bring up my map like this. If I want to see a full map, I can bring up a proper map. And I'm playing this on PC, but with a controller, just because the game feels nicer to me on controller. So I need to get rid of the skeleton. Who's also hit me, but we're all good. You basically can't lose in the tutorial level. I'd be very impressed if you managed it. Okay, now we get to defeat the invaders, which again isn't going to be too difficult right now. And we have a supply crate. These come with food and bread, and as you can see just above the top left of the screen there, we actually have regeneration for the next 30 seconds, so we'll regenerate our HP. Okay, so I just found this little, just by using the map here, look, I found this little sneaky bit here where I can get through, and a chest appeared, meaning we get even more emeralds. The emeralds are currency, which let me buy things like custom items and custom heirlooms, which I'll get into later because we haven't actually got any of those yet. So you see here at the bottom, there's 3 slots here. Each one of those slots is a different ability that you can learn and equip. Alright, so now the gate has come up and we have to secure the inner gate. Here is the Arch-Illager. He's your main bad guy in this game. Now, again, we're not really going to struggle too much at this point in the game because it is a tutorial level. And we leveled up, which gave us 1 enchantment point. Now, if we press up on the D-pad, we can look at the weapons that we have. So I have a sword, which does 10 to 16 damage. And I have a bow that does 10 to 25 damage, based on how long you charge it up. And you can see these have enchantments. So I could buy piercing, which does every 3rd arrow will go through the enemy. Or I could do infinity, which means there's a 16% chance that I'll get a free arrow. Or on my sword, I can get poison cloud, 30% damage, 30% chance to summon poison, sharpness, which you probably all know, and stunning, a chance to temporarily stun enemies. Now, I could get this sword, and then the next sword I get, it could have completely different enchantments available. There's so much customization in this game, it's actually unreal. So I'm gonna do the poison cloud one, which obviously is a custom enchantment for the game, which there are a ton of. So now, every now and again when I hit someone with my sword, 30% chance I'll do 2 damage per second to them by poisoning. And now we just got, I said heirlooms earlier, they're an artifact. So I can equip my first artifact. This is the firework arrow. Now if I press X, it will be equipped, and when I shoot my arrow now, it will have a firework attached to the end, meaning big damage, like this. Pretty cool, huh? The game also has a roll function, which will let you actually do things like skill dodges, so or get across even small gaps like you just saw me do there with the emeralds. So every time you use one of your artifacts, it goes on cooldown, and you have to wait a little while before it's off cooldown. Once it's back off cooldown, you can literally use it again as you see fit. And these are completely changeable while you're in the middle of a game. So you could just say, you know what, I don't want this anymore, I'm going to use something different. And you can swap them over. It works that simply. But luckily we are at the place where we've been waiting for. It's time to set up camp. And that is a tutorial completed.
Don't fret. They're still out there somewhere waiting for a hero to find them.
Yeah, I am that hero. Hello, it's me. How are you? Traveling to camp. Now this is going to be our main hub during the game. You can see here I did 500 damage and I took 28 damage. And at the end of each level you get an item chest which gives you something random. This time we got a fishing rod, trusted companion of any adventurer. This is now our home camp. As you can see, we have a mission select board here. And as we progress through the levels, we're actually going to expand this camp and invite people to come and move in here that have different trades. So we might get a wandering trader, we might get a blacksmith. Here is a quick place for you to practice your weapons and see, you know, which weapon you like the most. But this fishing rod is actually another artifact, so I'll put that on my B button. So now when I press B, you can see it will ping out my fishing rod and it pulls an enemy towards me. So when we're ready, we can either press down on the map. So here is a look at the map. You can see here are the levels. Now the beta, which I'm playing in, only allows me to do Squid Coast, Creeper Woods. There's something over here which we'll find later. And we can do this level here, which is the pumpkin patch. So I'll be showcasing all those levels in this series of videos, leading into the game actually releasing next month. But the first level that we can go to is Creeper Woods. Now, you can see here, my power is 1. So I can do Creeper Woods on recommended difficulty, which is normal difficulty. Gear and artifact power is 1 to 8, which means if I find any artifacts, they're going to be between power 1 and power 8. If I wanted to, I could do one that's 1.7 times more difficult. Or I could do one that's 2.7 times more difficult. Or these are completely locked at the moment, but I can get all the way up to 6.8 times difficulty. So the harder the difficulty you're playing on, the rarer the items you'll get, and I think the more XP you'll get. And you can see at the bottom there it says gear drops 0 out of 5, artifacts 0 out of 3. So just for the sake of this first video, we're going to be playing on the easiest difficulty. As you saw from my main character, I have played this for about 3 hours on stream, so I'm pretty well versed in what I'm doing. This is going to seem probably too easy to you, because quite frankly it is. The default difficulty is very simple, but it's more for those who just want to get a feel for the game. So let's watch the cutscene.
Are now enemies of the Illager Empire. Somewhere in these woods, a caravan is transporting villager prisoners to labor in far-off lands. Find the caravan and stop the Illagers, or there's no telling what dreadful doom will befall our villager friends.
Okay, so each level has a cool little cutscene that leads you into your starting point, which is right here. One thing I didn't show you either on the menu is there's a bunch of options for skins. As of right now, you can't have your own skin, but there are a whole bunch of options, which I'll try and remember to show you before the end of the video, but if not, there's going to be a billion other videos that show you that. So this map, a little bit different, and our goals are to free the villagers. So we're going to try and go through this as much as you can. If you guessed that the zombies with armor on are harder to kill than the regular zombies, you guessed completely correctly. They certainly are. But again, as of now, you'll see it's still very simple. One of my favorite things about this level, listen to these mushrooms. Isn't that amazing? I don't know why, but the mushrooms make really funny noises when you run through them. So I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't take too much damage going through this first level because it's pretty simple. But I can promise you that going through this exact same level but on a harder difficulty is brutal. We actually had to do it earlier on a much harder difficulty. But I was playing multiplayer as well, which will, you know, help the situation. But I'm pretty sure the game does scale up based on the amount of people you got playing. So if you're playing on your own, there won't be as many mobs. But if you're playing with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, then the amount of enemy mobs or hostile mobs will increase as you play. And you can see we found a swiftness potion. So sadly, you can't pick up potions and use them later. You have to use them right away. But this one will give us movement speed. As you can see, I'm much, much quicker once I picked it up. Apple will heal 20% of your health over 3 seconds. And I really find that I find myself using a mix of both the bow and arrow and the sword. I find it's really fun to switch it up a lot. But I want to make a bunch of videos about like very OP builds once the actual game comes out, obviously. There's not too much I can do when I'm playing solo on the beta. So this guy's rescued, he's rescuing. Press A to rescue him, and he's now free. And our new objective is to find the caravan. So my poison effects from my sword there is really coming in clutch, helping me do little bits of extra damage. Good time for a firework arrow because there's a big crowd of them there. I always check these little corners in case there's any hidden chests too. So if you're, you know, good with timing, you can actually dodge most of the arrows that skeletons will fire at you. Obviously, the more there are and the bigger the group you're in, then the harder it is. But you can see here that realistically, providing I am somewhat careful, I should be able to dodge most arrows. In fact, trying to do this without taking damage is now my official goal. I want to take literally 0 damage. I'm looking for any secret chests. Haha, see? We found one. And inside this chest, we found an axe. So the axe does 13 to 20 damage and has a spin attack move. You can see that it's got higher power, lower speed, bigger area than my sword. So I'm actually going to swap this over. And I'm going to disenchant this. I'm going to salvage this, which gives me my enchantment level back and some emeralds for the cost of the weapon. So now I can enchant this. And I've still got the poison cloud option, so I'm going to put that back on. But now you'll see that when I go to fight, I have a spin move if I can get close enough. You see there how he does the spin? So if I'm surrounded by enemies, the axe is really useful for that. We're getting a whole bunch of emeralds though, which is great for us. Because the more emeralds we have, the quicker we can try buying up items, which might help you to scale up to the next level of difficulty, or, you know, there's a whole bunch of reasons you'd want better armor. So, now that we're over in this corner, I can show you something very cool. So you can see there's a button here. If I push it, it activates the redstone bricks there, and it opens up a secret passageway. Now, if I go into the secret passageway, you'll see there's a big thing on the table here. Grab it. And that is going to unlock a new level, the Creepy Crypt. So, the Creepy Crypt, I've just taken damage for the first time. Very sad. I was doing so well. The Creepy Crypt is the level that I'm currently in right now. I'll show you around it. So, obviously, we were in Creeper Woods. But by being in Creeper Woods, we found a secret area called the Creepy Crypt. And we also just unlocked some Hunter's Armor, which gives me plus 12 health, 10 arrows for every time I pick up arrows, and 30% ranged damage increase, which is very useful. And now we're in a whole new map while we go through this creepy cavern. Alright, and we just managed to level up again as well, right in front of a shadow brew. So let's clear out these enemies first. They're trying to sneak up on me. And we actually have a new enchantment, so this time we can enchant our armor. I don't think I'm going to bother. The enchantments aren't that great on that. So I'm actually just going to enchant my bow. And we just got a shadow brew too, which makes us invisible, and our next attack does like double damage, I think. So if I can get over here to one of the big guys, you see it does a ton more damage instead of the measly like 15 I've been doing throughout this. Oh, we just got some different armor there actually. So let's grab that. This is the wolf armor. And you can see it's significantly weaker. It only gives me 5 health, but plus 20% weapon damage boost aura and health potions near heal allies as well. So really useful. That's actually really good. That's a unique bow, which I think is the rarest kind of bow you can get. 13 to 33 damage, which is more, and arrows grow in size. The bone bow is the pride of pumpkin pastures, crafted with the walls of their humble village. Right. Let's salvage that one, and let's put something on this one. Small chance for your arrows to ricochet off of mobs. I definitely want that. That's amazing. If there's anything you need explaining in greater detail, please let me know in the comments as well, because I'm happy to try and explain as much as I can. I'm by no means an expert of the game, but I have been playing it a little bit, and I played it quite a bit before the beta was out as well, through various opportunities with the actual development team, who I've got to say a big thank you to for being so supportive, letting me play the game. It's very, very cool of them. As you can see, I've come out into an absolute flurry of skeletons. Okay, for some reason now my map doesn't work, which is a bit of a problem, but obviously this is beta, so we're going to expect issues like that. So the longer I charge up this bow, the bigger the arrow is, which means it does more damage. You can see how big that is there. Look at the size of that arrow compared to a normal arrow. Look at that! That is ridiculous. So you can see there are lots of like cool creeper stones and stuff as well. There's lots of unique blocks in this game, which is very cool. There is a creeper. Now, one thing I did notice when playing through this a few times was that there are slight differences in the levels based on the difficulty that you're playing on. So if you play the more difficult version of the levels, there may actually be things that you didn't notice the first time, or things that definitely weren't even there the first time. It gives it almost unlimited replayability. You know, maybe I'll do one playthrough where I just use bow and arrow, or I just use my sword. You know, there's so much in terms of content for this game that I'm really excited to get stuck in, honestly. My bow is very overpowered right now, so I'm just going to use that. And you can, of course, kill the sheep as well. And they do sometimes drop food and stuff, so sadly you're going to have to at some points. This is a strength potion, which is going to, you know, boost my attack damage, unsurprisingly. So if I can just jump at people now to make most use of this. I haven't even used my fishing rod yet, have I? Let me use the fishing rod for you. Look at this. Oh. So the spiders are a pain in this game. They will stick you to the ground using their cobwebs. And the creepers aren't particularly friendly either. Let me make that clear. Again, most things, especially at this level right now, can be dispatched of relatively easily. You know, they don't want to throw you into the game being too difficult. Okay, and we're going to cross this bridge. And we are getting very, very close to the end of the first stage. Dodged all three there with one smart roll. You know, I'm going to let him do it. So that guy at the back there is an enchanter. He is a custom mob for the game. And he will enchant enemies to be unbelievably powerful. See here, like, there's an enchanted zombie now, and he has double damage. So I'm going to get rid of him so that he stops enchanting everything. Because quite frankly, he frightens me. And I think just in here, this is the main village. We can go inside this tavern. And the tavern is going to give us a little resources and some breakable of these to get more emeralds. Lucky us. And we're going to jump out and fight everything now. With actually a firework arrow. And then they're going to jump at you. As soon as they lock you in their nest, in their web, they're going to come straight flying at you, trying to get you. Otherwise, they're kind of scared, to be fair. So I think this is some sort of disgusting spider's lair. Really not nice in here if you don't like spiders. This is a loot pig. He randomly will run around, and he has some cool stuff with him, usually. So we just got some new hunter's armor. So you can see, look, these are almost the same in terms of health, 11 and 12. But they have different enchantments on. So like this one has 5 seconds of potion barrier and 12 damage of electrified, which is different to the other one. So it's about picking what you think is best for the build that you have. There is no right or wrong answer with this game, which I think adds so much customization. Okay, time to free the villagers. We're going to free them all. There's 5 in total. There's 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this enchanter. We're going to free this one. And the final guy is just chilling out over here in the cage, and he's now free. And we can leave this level by finding the exit. So let's go up here. Oh, there's a piece of TNT that was going to throw for the fun. We're going to stay out of that giant white circle because the TNT will kill us. The TNT is very powerful in this game. And just up here is the exit. We're being chased down. Go away. Don't chase me. Do you know who I am? Don't just run up behind me. Escape Creeper Woods. There we go. So we just leveled up again, which is great right before the end of the level. And we're just going to run across this bridge. You can see here from the map, we are right at the end. It gives you a kind of like a little final battle style thing. We could just run past and escape if we wanted to. But I'm all about the fighting in this game. I thought it dropped a chest, actually. I guess it's only random. Sometimes it drops chests when you do the final fight there. So you can see that this sword we got this time is actually much better than this axe. This sword is actually rare, but it's not as good as our pickaxe, as our axe even. It does less damage, doesn't have any bonuses really. So I would just keep hold of that in this situation. This actually has 10% melee and ranged attack speed when I'm at less than half HP. Now I'm going to put that on, but I don't really get below half HP that often. And then once you get to the double doors, you press A to exit, get a victory screen.
From the clasp of the Illagers. All thanks to you.
Thank you very much. And then you travel back to your camp in between levels. Now this game is 4-player multiplayer. So I'm going to try and set up some recordings with a gang of people while the beta's on. This is Tasty Bone, I think you get here. The first few are pretty standard. So now that we're at the camp, look at this. We've recruited the blacksmith. The blacksmith, you can trade 80 emeralds for a random piece of gear, random piece of equipment. So this time we got Hunter's Armor, which is pretty terrible. We can choose to either sell it or we can choose to keep it. I personally just sell everything that I'm not going to use. But I did just get a new item, which was Tasty Bone. And that lets us do this. Get a pet dog. Oh yeah. So now he will come on little adventures with us. He'll fight for us. And if you go to mission select, you can see we've unlocked the creepy crypt. But we've also unlocked pumpkin pastures. But if we were to come into here, my power is now 3. So it still says that my recommended power is too low for this. It says 4 recommended. But this top one, it says 27, which is pretty insane. But that's where I'm going to leave this video, I think. I'll go back to the main menu so that you guys can see the characters. As promised, and I actually remembered, I have my 2 heroes. These 2 here. This is my one I've been playing on stream, level 14. 765 emeralds and some really cool items. And then my Steve here, who is just chilling. So if I change the skin, you get all of these options. Very, very cool. I'm not sure why these ones are locked. Maybe they'll only be out in the full game. Maybe you'll have to pay for them. I'm not too sure yet. But lots of cool characters to choose from. Hopefully you can find one that kind of looks like yourself. I am hoping for some customization later on. But as of right now, there's nothing like that. But that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. So thank you so much for watching my first video on Minecraft Dungeons. If you have any fun ideas for videos, then let me know. I will be trying to go through these levels in multiple difficulties. So let me know if that's what you want to see. I'm Seapeekay. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.